Facebook. Boom. X. And where's my share? Oh, there it is. Hey! All right, now I got to pull you up on my laptop here. Don't you start whining at me again, baby. You've been out. Your fire is going. You've eaten all your nums and you have fresh water. She's, now I got to wait for my, oh. All right, our half-acre homestead. Even though I've deleted a lot of stuff off this laptop, it is still really slow. What? You can reach those off the couch. You can get those. You don't have to climb on it to do it. Sorry, folks. I'm still loading it up. It's a very slow. She's been out. Oh, there it is. She's been out. She ate all her food, her whole pound, which reminds me, I have to text Howie. Oh, it's already getting hot in here. I'm going to go shut the wood stove door.
Wayfair vous propose de superbes offres pour la maison tous les jours. Si superbe que vous vous demanderez qu'est-ce que j'ai fait pour mériter ça. De bonnes affaires. Voilà ce que vous avez fait.
I don't speak
Les offres
French.
de Wayfair sont si belles que vous risquez de vous enfler la tête. Des économies si belles que vous pourrez vous procurer le canapé de vos rêves à moi.
Oh. There we go. F11. Put it on live chat. And as soon as I start talking to you guys, she's going to say, "You're not worshiping me." Now look, Mona Lisa smile. Hey, look at them little Mona Lisa smile. Oh, baby. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hey? There. Now, can I get back to work here? Not work, visiting. All right, let's get this. You know, yes, I am. And I think we're going to do B. McDonald next. I think we're going to do B. McDonald next. Okay, you know what the problem with this is I have to get this set up. And then, hey, Leanne, Missouri Belle, Sybil V. True Irish Angel, top of the day to you. New Jersey there, Missouri Belle. It is a beautiful day. All right, now. She's got nothing to whine about. Oops, sorry. She's got nothing to whine about. This is B. McDonald. So she's over there laying her head on... Well, I want to zoom in for folks to see what I'm doing. Do you want to see what I'm doing, or do you want to just see this? Because I'm just going to be, my head's going to be down. So you might as well watch what I'm doing, and I want to get it to the right spot. This is where I sew. So let's zoom in to about there. That works. Oh, it's a bumblebees. Oh, they're all bumblebees. I love bumblebees. when you're all alone. Oh, she's getting up on the couch. There. Yes. In your lonely room. She's on the back of the couch now. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to show you because then I have to zoom all over again and all that stuff. And there's nothing but the smell of her perfume. I need fresh thread on that. This is the one we did. D. Cooper, the last one we did. And I need my bolster here. Oh, for my elbow. And there we go. This is why you always see me with threads all over myself. You always know I've been sewing. Now, do you want me to go live at the quilt frame tomorrow? It's still achy. It's been a bad shoulder since I was 19 years old. I dislocated it, popped it out and back in when I was working at the nursing home when I was 19. It's never been right since. But all it does is to move my arm too suddenly. And now, oh, okay, let's do this. There. Everybody see okay? Sorry, it'll stop wobbling in a second. Yep. How do I cut my petals so precise? Well, I'll show you. Give me a second here. There's one. This is a paper piece. Now I'm going to show you something. If you, okay, let's back this up. Whoops, up a little bit. This is my basket of all your fabric, guys. Let's pick. I'm working with a lot of blue. Let me just see here. And now I'm having trouble picking them. Here's a small piece. Whoa. Here's a small piece that I should be able to get. I don't think I'm going to get 6 out of, but I'm going to make 3. Maybe I can get 6. Very, very doubtful. No. So I'm going to cut 3 and I'll show you how I do it. Okay? Now, if this, let me show you the difference between hand piecing and paper piecing. Right? If we were paper piecing, we would do this. I'll just do it with pins. And you would put a basting stitch in there. And then you would fold this. And you would put another basting stitch, which is just a big stitch that you can easily cut out later. But I'm doing it with pins just to show you. Okay? Oh, I need more pins. Then you would fold this, and then this, and you would put a stitch in. All right? This would be the easier way for you guys to do this. It would be bigger than mine, but once they're all, once they're all basted with the onto the paper, Then you would just stitch them together, right? But I am stitching them together, and then you would take the pieces out. You would cut the basting stitch. You would cut the bias. Okay, shit. All right, let's just do this correctly, okay? Let me just show you. I'm going to give you an example of paper piecing. How about that? Okay, because this is fabric I will be able to take off and use anyway. So now when I cut these out, I sew along this line. When you're paper piecing, you sew along the outside edge, so your pieces will be bigger. Where did my thread go? Okay, hang on a second. All right, now right? You wrap the fabric around the paper and you put a stitch. You don't even have to knot it, okay? Then we go like this. It's kind of funny with the point, but you got to be careful. And then I'm just going to put a basting stitch through there like that. And we're going to fold this over like this. And I'm going to go from here to here. They're really huge stitches that you don't knot or anything. And then I'm going to go from here to here. You're basically sewing the fabric to the paper. With just big stitches that can be snipped out afterwards. This hand is getting really sore. It gets really, where'd that bruise come from? Where are these bruises coming from? Is that a bruise? All right. So here we have one paper piece. Okay. I'm going to do another one and I'm going to show you. Now, if you get these, like people have asked me to mail them these, and if you want me to mail the pattern to you, oh shit, make sure that you email me at connectedheartsfamily@gmail.com for the actual pattern pieces that you can print off. I will gladly share those with you. If you want me to print them off and mail them to you, then that you're going to have to pay postage and handling. But you can print them off too. So I've made this into a single thickness of thread. I'm going to go on one stitch per side. Thank you, Linda. Fold that point down. Get that point. And then fold this part down. And then I'm going to piece these together to show you what I mean the differences. Okay. And then I will show you how precisely I cut. Because it's really quite simple once you know what you're doing. All right. Okay. There, you might be able to see better here. See, I'm just basting them with a single thickness. Hey, Kathy! And then make sure that every edge of the paper has a precise cover of fabric, okay? Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to cut this. This is a very brief tutorial in paper piecing. And then we go back to a double thickness of thread, single if you wish. Now, these are my points before I sew them. So when they get smaller, they're going to, when I sew mine, they're going to be smaller than yours, okay? If you do paper piecing. All right, so you put these both sides work facing. Hey, Kathy! You see what I'm doing here? Right sides of work facing each other. I'm going to go in. You got to make sure they're lined up perfectly. If you want precision, the precision comes in the cutting of your paper pieces. And I'm just going to go through this first. Oops. With a couple of stitches. And then really, really carefully. Then really, really carefully whip stitch. Just pick up the very edges of the fabric with your needle. Do not sew through the paper. You have to sew the very, very edges. They're tiny stitches, but it's much easier than the way I do it. If you want to make one of these, you want to make it faster than me, it'll only take you about a year if you do it paper piece. Whereas I've been working on this quilt now for, close to 20 years. See? Now these little tiny stitches are the ones Laura Ingalls talks about when before they got the sewing machine and they were making sheets. The sheets had to be sewn 2 pieces together and they had to be sewn down the center. So you had a very, very tiny, tiny seam, and this is the way they would do it. And then they would open it and iron it flat, you see? Okay, let's get this corner, and then I will show you what it means. Obviously, I won't be using this again. Okay. And look, boom. Look. That's paper piecing. I'm paper piecing my grandmother's flower garden quilt. Now, somebody asked how I cut so precisely. Again, we take our paper. And we place our template on it. Put a pin through it. Make sure it lies flat. And then you just cut. Do not cut the paper, or you will end up with your pieces getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So what I do is when I print these off, I photocopy a bunch so that when they get to the point where you can't see the black line anymore, you have to replace these pieces. And this is how you get your cuts for hand piecing so precise. Okay. I'm going to throw these in the bag because I'm sure there's going to be a purple I'm going to need something added to. Oh, my shoulder. Okay. Oof. There we go. There we go. All right. So now I have to rethread my needle. Oh, no, I got enough on here. And we're going to sit here and start on our next piece. So if you know what I'm saying, if you look at this, You see? And that needle should come right out. Well, my seams are a little bit smaller, but that's where this is where I sew, and I do it by eye. You're welcome, sweetheart. It's always a pleasure to share. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here by myself and nobody sees or learns nothing. And I'm the only one who gets any joy. I'll show you. My house is a mess and she's dragging toys everywhere. Oops. There she is. It's really hard when you've got a hanging kind of tripod that... I hope I'm not making anybody sick. There we go. Oh, well, I know, but I mean, you know, Gracie's never going to learn to quilt, is she? Not that I'd put it past her if she tried. She just got no opposable thumbs. I believe this one is from B. McDonald. It's going to be so nice when this is finally done. Hi, Mountainside. When this is finally done, and I will use it once. I will use it once, but then it's going to be a piece that gets hung on the wall. Why? Because this is one quilt I'm never going to want to have to repair it anyway. You know what I mean? In your lonely room, when there's nothing, I got it stuck in my head, but the smell of her perfume. Don't you feel like crying? Oh, that's not burns, or that's scars. Burn scars. I thought my hand was all bruised. Just fading scars. So I light the fire for you. And you go lay over there. Bossy bit of goods. Oh, so glad to see you comfortable, honey. So glad. So glad. What time is it? What time is it, folks? Is Charles Bauer here? Hey, Montgomery's Garden. How's it going? Hang on, this is way too zoomed. Ouch. Arthur's doing good. I haven't seen Bubba in a couple of days, in about a week or two, like online. But Arthur's got to get a new, oh, for freak's sakes, Arthur's got to get a new telephone. Because his speaker isn't working on his. It only works in the car on Bluetooth. Hey, Sybil. But they're doing good, as far as I know. We're going down there for Easter weekend. And we're going to go see his apartment and take Bubba his Easter basket and all that fun stuff. And then I go back through the last stitch a couple of times. Hey, Lori, how are you? Sarah, hold the line. How's it going? Fruislinger, we're getting a whole new crew in here. And then we'll turn that to there. This is how I made my first grandmother's flower garden quilt. I hand pieced it, the whole thing. The one I'm working on now is paper pieced, but it's all in rows. I have to start putting the rows together, but oh, my shoulder. I bet Gracie has bad arthritis from her dog kibble she was eating, and the heat from the fire helps her joints feel better. God only knows. God only knows. But it's there. I don't know. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful she's here. I really am. She's my baby girl, and I'm just grateful that, you know, she's here. She's comfortable. She's lost a shit ton of weight, but she's, you know, she's on the mend. She'll probably never be, you know, to what she was before because, well, she's aged a lot too, you know. Now I line this up with the other blue one, see? And I put a pin right through where the thread meets the yellow. And then we're just going to sew up this way. What the heck did I just do? Oh God, I didn't even double that. Oh well, we'll get her. We'll get her at the other end. How old is she? Gracie's 9. She's 9. And I talked to Arthur about it, and he said, I've been trying to tell you, Mom, for years that you've been giving her all the wrong foods and feeding her at the table and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, okay. There we go. Yep, she's a miracle. I guarantee it. She was 2 hours away from dropping dead. Literally 2 hours away from dropping dead from dehydration. You know, you can go 30 days without eating, but you can't go 3 without drinking water. Yeah, she's doing. Hi, Joanna. Yeah, she's doing a lot better. She's doing a lot better. She's. I have to go through this piece a couple of times because I cut it short on the other one. She's eating. This is day 5. Oh, my shoulder. This is day 5 on water and raw food. Like I add the water because when she wasn't drinking, she wasn't drinking. So this is day 5 where she's drinking properly, and she's eating a pound of raw beef food a day. It's specially formulated so that she gets all the nutrients she can out of the beef. I'm gonna have to phone Howie soon and tell him to. I'm making breakfast for supper tonight. We're gonna have hash browns and peppers and onions fried together, potatoes, onions, and peppers fried together, and eggs and bacon. Bacon. Well, she's being lippy and mouthy, but she's this has taken a real toll on her. She is never going to be the same. But then, are any of us ever going to be the same? You know, when we get old and, you know, we go through a long illness and, oh, look at the bumblebees. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. All of my dogs have been our half-acre homestead mascots. She is a special baby. Look at the bumblebees. I love bumblebees. I have found myself standing with my feet in the dirt, going out to the garden, and just standing and watching a bumblebee go from flower to flower. Did you know that bees are flower loyal? There are, you know, when they're collecting honey or anything like that. I have to thread this. Bees, each bee has its own specific flower type that it draws from. Some will do buttercups, some will do, you know what I mean? That's why when they say, you know, sourwood honey or Tupelo honey or whatever, it's because the bees were specific to that blossom. Their favorite colors are yellow and blue, and their least favorite color is red. So there you go. There's your tidbit about bees today. All right, here we go. Gracie and your family have been in my thoughts and prayers. I'm so glad she's doing better. We'll continue to pray for her. Thank you, honey. I know you're an animal lover. You know, I've had people, I've had people, like there was a time, honestly, guys, there was a time when, before we had our first dog, Howie was working with this guy at work, and we ran into him at a gas station. And he was, you know, he was really, really broken up. I said, "Hey, Mike, what's going on?" He said, "My dog died." I said, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry. How old was it?" He said, 17. And I said, "Well," but it was how broken up he was. I get it now. I get it. That was only going to my tomatoes and the sunflowers, but not the peppers or the beans. Yep. Yep. They have their preferences and they have, you know, their own thing. I might grow sunflowers this year just for the sake, just for the heck of it. I got some. Maybe I'll make my own sunflower butter. That's why I used to think sunflower oil was really good for you. And it is, but not the way they process it now. It's the chemicalization process they go through to make the oil clear. If you want real sunflower oil, you would crush your sunflowers, not to butter, but you would crush them, and then you would boil them, and then you would let it cool, just like you're doing with lard or meat, and then you skim, you let it cool, and you skim the fat off the top, and you work with that. That's real sunflower oil. It's not the clarified crappy stuff that they put on the shelves now that I thought was so good for you. Oh, well, thank you, Linda. You don't have to do that. But yeah, I appreciate it greatly. But most of my videos are going to be live streams. Uh-oh. Shoot. Hang on. Most of my videos are going to be live streams until I'm out in the garden. I missed a space, see? And I've got to tighten it all up along here because I missed it. And I think I've already double knotted the end. Have I? Yes, I have. So what I'm going to do is loosen that extra stitch. There we go. There. Yes, donations come in through the replays too. There, God, I hate talking about it because it feels like I'm begging and I'm not. There is a tip button near the emojis to the right of the chat. Unfortunately, today I can't read. I can't read you read cards today. Let me just see if I can't get this just a little bit. Oh, shoot. Just a not as there, not as blown up. Okay. And we will put another stitch through. Hey, Nat! I'm listening, cleaning drawer pulls. They're beautiful, but were painted. Who paints brass two-tone? I have no idea. I have no idea, darling. Now, here's something that I'm not gonna. Listen, Silver and Blackie. Okay, people have been tipping me through the live streams, but YouTube takes 40%. So if you want to tip, but you want to get the most bang for your buck, you become a patron. It's $5 a month American or $7.50 a month Canadian. And we do private, unlisted live streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, Friday or Saturday. Hey, steel rails carry me home to the one I love. There's that too. And then there's my PayPal, which is mrsvolfie@gmail.com. I mean, if you want to help, that's fine. But I'm asking everybody, do not tip in any way, shape, or form if you can't afford it. Times are tough, guys. And I would rather see somebody go out and spend, $20 on a bag of groceries or something than give it to me. Yes, it'll go to my dog, but that's not the point, right? All right, I just wanted to make sure that, oh, Bev, what have you done? See, here I am talking, and I sewed the wrong piece together here. Now I need to find my seam ripper. Ooh, oh, shoot. Where is my seam ripper? Ooh, ooh. Where's my seam ripper? Well, dang. And I double sewed it too. Did you see the mistake I made? Why didn't you tell me? I sewed that to the yellow thing, and I wasn't supposed to. Okay, let's get this back through here if I can. I'm going to have to pick this all out now. Oops, that worked somewhat. But, well, I'm just going to set this aside and go find my seam ripper. I do believe it has fallen down beside my chair here. I want Howie to put a ledge on this table because, no, it's not here. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you watch. Oops. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I must have hit the mute button. Got it. Got it. All right. Now, let's get back to see, unpicking stitches. Okay, where did the needle go for that? Please tell me I didn't stick it in my chair. Please tell me it's not stuck to my shirt. That's not it. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. Okay. All right. Okay. So when you're hand sewing, now let's make sure I take apart the right seam. See what I did by accident? I sewed the side to the yellow. And you just go. Picking out machine stitches are easy, but hand sewn stitches, they come apart a lot easier. There we go. Now we can get back to work. Hi, Krista. How are you? See what I did? I sewed that to there. You got to watch what you're doing. Always have a seam ripper handy. Now, last two pieces. You guys can hear me now, right? Pretty sure the volume's back on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, I'm glad to hear it, sweetheart. I'm glad to hear it. I'm you know, I'm not making as much money as I used to, but that's only because I've slowed down and I'm not repeating all my old videos. I'm not doing, every meal every day kind of thing. So I just, when things start winding up again, like probably tomorrow, I have to repot a lot of my tomatoes. They have to go back in and they have to go in deeper. So there's that. We can do that tomorrow on live because this is starting to kill my hands in here. And it's all in here and in here. But I will do that, and maybe one day this week I will go live at the quilt frame, right? Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad you guys can hear me now. Now, we take this and we go whoop and turn it. At this rate, folks, I'm going to say that about 20% of the quilt top, if not closer to 40, is going to be ended up with fabric from you guys. Isn't that fun? I have another part already made that I didn't know how to line everything up. So I'm going to have to sew individual pieces to it until it's lined up like the way I have the strips now. All right. Boom. Last one, kids. And remember to email me if you want me to send you an attachment of these pieces, of the patterns, so that you can print it off, photocopy it, and make paper pieces or whatever you want. Well, I'm just going to go back up this way. Hi, Frida. How are you, darling? I know. Aren't they adorable? I did a row of not all oranges. Like I said to Howie, I'd love to do just a row of purples And Howie said, then do it. I said, no, because the quilt is so random that it'll look odd. So my next row, this row I just finished is in oranges to a certain degree and yellows. And so the next one is going to be in blues. But I have to add other colors in or it'll look too much. But oh God, I'd love to do something like this in all shades of one color. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, baby. You take care. Give my love to Matt. See, now we fold this over. Oh my goodness. How beaten up my hands are. Look at the liver spots on my hands. You know what this is from, folks? Tylenol. From Tylenol. It's harder on your liver than alcohol. I take 2 doses of Tylenol every day. I have to. It's the only, that between that and my medical marijuana, Tylenol is about all I got. And I take it twice a day. And that's like having 2 shots of whiskey a day on your liver. You know what I mean? It's harder on your liver. Okay. Give my love to Matt, Linda, and the puppies. And you be safe out there, okay, darling? I can't wait for warm weather when I can start running my own errands. When all the ice and snow is gone and I don't have to worry about slipping in parking lots while I'm getting in and out of my truck or walking to the store. I mean, I could, but it's a risk going out by myself like that. Alrighty. After this, I'm going to go load my dishwasher because I got it unloaded. I'm going to go load my dishwasher, and then I'm going to watch some TV and sew some more. Oh, there's my shoulder. I think I'm going to figure out how to make myself a round pillow bolster for the arm of this couch or this chair. Okay, here we go. And there it is, folks. Isn't that adorable? Oops. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that adorable? Oh, my shoulder. This, whoops, jeez, my tripod's too tall for the base. I should make the base wider. This is Mrs. Volpe from our half-acre homestead saying, thanks for keeping me company while I sew. And you got to see this. Look at the baby girl. My goodness. And look, you can barely see her ribs now. So she's doing much, much better. Thank you again from everybody for all your help, all your donations, but most importantly, all your prayers. Because I know she's got to go soon. Not necessarily soon, but not necessarily soon like this week. I know that she's old and that she's been through the ringer here. So every day is a blessing with my baby. Every day is a blessing, and I will take it, right? I know she's not going to be with me forever, but I'll settle for another year, you know, or 2, you see, okay? I love you guys. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you live streaming tomorrow, maybe working with plants or working at the quilt frame. Let me know in the comments after this video closes what you'd like to see. Take care. God bless.